8. Interview questions and answers. Beginner means advanced. Introduction. A date represents a specific point in time, commonly including year, month, day, time zone. Date handling is widely used for scheduling systems, logging, transactions, analytics, calendars, event management. Most programming languages provide built-in date-time libraries. 1 to 20. Date basics. What is a date? Representation of a specific day time. Why are dates important in programming? Scheduling, timestamps, reporting, auditing. What is timestamp? Numeric representation of time. What is epoch time? Seconds/milliseconds since January 1st, 1970, UTC. Unix timestamp example, 17170000. What is UTC? Coordinated Universal Time Standard. What is time zone? Regional time offset from UTC. What is daylight saving time, DST? Seasonal clock adjustment. What is ISO 8601 date format? 2026-0530T101500. What is date formatting? Converting date into readable string. Converting string into date object. Common date components? Year, month, day, hour, minute. What is leap year? Year containing February 29. Leap year rule? Divisible by 4, except some century years. What is calendar system? Method for organizing dates. Most common calendar system? Gregorian calendar. What is date object? Language-specific date representation. Java local date example, localdate.now. Python datetime example, datetime.now. JavaScript date example, new date. 21 to 40, date operations. What is date comparison? Checking chronological order. Date comparison example, date1 is before date 2. What is date arithmetic? Adding, subtracting time values. Add days example, date plus time delta days equals 5. What is subtracting dates? Calculating duration between dates. What is duration? Time difference between two dates. What is period? Date-based amount like years, months, days. What is time interval? Range between two timestamps. Removing smaller time units. What is normalization? Standardizing date representation. What is immutable date object? Date object that cannot change. Why are immutable dates useful? Q1, tread safety, predictability. What is time zone conversion? Changing time between regions. UTC to local conversion example, as time zone. What is locale-aware formatting? Formatting based on regional conventions. US date format example, DD year YY. European date format example, DD WYYY. What is 24-hour format? Time representation without AM/PM. What is 12-hour format? Time representation using AM/PM. Checking if date is valid correct. 41 to 70. Advanced date concepts. What is time zone offset? Difference from UTC. Example time zone offset. UTC -5. What is DST issue in programming? Ambiguous or missing times during clock changes. What is leap second? Occasional extra second adjustment. What is scheduling problem with time zones? Different local times globally. Repeating scheduled event. Common recurrence patterns. Daily, weekly, monthly. What is cron scheduling? Time-based automated task scheduling. Cron example, 001XX. What is date serialization? Converting date into storable, transmittable format. Common serialized date formats? ISO 8601. Unix timestamp. What is deserialization? Restoring date object from stored format. What is precision in date handling? Smallest measurable time unit. Common precision levels? Seconds, milliseconds, nanoseconds. What is monotonic clock? Clock always increasing consistently. What is system clock? Operating system time source. What is clock drift? Clock gradually becoming inaccurate. What is NTP? Network Time Protocol for Clock Synchronization. What is business date logic? Domain-specific date calculations. What is working day calculation? Excluding weekends, holidays. What is holiday calendar? List of non-working dates. What is fiscal year? Financial reporting year period. Leap years and birthdays complicate calculations. What is date indexing in databases? Optimizing date-based queries. What is temporal database? Database managing time-based data. What is version timestamp? Timestamp tracking record changes. What is event sourcing timestamp? Recording event occurrence times. What is date partitioning? Splitting data by date ranges. What is retention policy? Rule controlling data expiration. What is audit timestamp? Recorded creation update times. 71 to 100. Date APIs, databases, and best practices. What is Java Modern Date API? Why replace old Java Date API? Better immutability and time zone handling. What is local date? Date without time. What is local date time? Date with time, but without time zone. What is zone date time? Date time with time zone. What is instant? Point in UTC timeline. Standard Python date time library. What is JavaScript date limitation? Difficult time zone handling. Common JavaScript date libraries, Date FNS, Luxon, Moment.js. What is SQL date type? Stores only date. What is SQL timestamp type? Stores date and time. SQL date example. Select current date. What is now in SQL? Select now. What is date formatting function? Date format. Common date interview topics. Check time zone handling, date arithmetic, formatting parsing, timestamps, common date programming problems, DST bugs, time zone confusion, invalid parsing. Best practices for date handling. Store UTC internally. Use ISO 8601. Avoid manual time zone calculations. Why store UTC in databases? Prevent time zone inconsistency. What is timestamp overflow problem? Numeric limit exceeded. What is year 2038 problem? 32-bit Unix timestamp overflow. What is date caching issue? Stale time-sensitive data. What is distributed system clock issue? Machines may have inconsistent times. What is eventual consistency timestamp challenge? Ordering events across systems. What is logical clock? Ordering events without physical time reliance. What is vector clock? Distributed system event ordering mechanism. What is idempotent scheduling? Preventing duplicate scheduled execution. How to become strong in date handling. Practice time zone conversions. Learn UTC deeply. Test DST edge cases. Biggest date interview concept? Time zone safe and consistent date handling. Key date interview focus? Parsing, formatting, time zone management, and date arithmetic. Why is date handling difficult in programming? Time zones, DST, leap years, and regional differences create many edge cases. Date interviews focus on timestamps and UTC, time zone handling, formatting and parsing, date arithmetic, scheduling systems, SQL date operations, serialization, distributed system time challenges. Key idea: strong developers understand reliable time zone safe date handling, UTC storage strategies, scheduling logic, and time-based system design.